And welcome back to Sonic Superstars with me, Matthew Caddis, aka Puggy. So, we are going to go to the second level, Speed Jungle, and before we go on, this is the World Hub. Yeah, it kind of reminds me a bit of Sonic Advance 3, actually, minus the tether thing, of course, but, yeah. And Speed Jungle is another honest-to-goodness decent level, seriously. The first act has some excellent music. In fact, both acts, or 3 acts, have decent music. And yes, you did hear me right. I did say all 3 acts. Yes, as far as those go, it varies between levels, but yeah, Speed Jungle is one of those levels in Sonic Superstars that has 3 acts. We'll get to that, but for now I'll look at Act 1 with Tails. And Tails isn't behaves exactly how you expect him to behave. He has his ability to fly. He can even swim underwater, which we may see. I don't know if I did do the water level in Sonic Superstars. I think I did that with Amy, because she's probably the most overpowered character in the game, as I say. I'm not covering all of the game because, well, you'll see in the later half, which, yeah. But, that being said, yeah, there's a reason why I do not want to play through this game again. It may well be a bit petty, though, but I'll get to it. There's also the return of the balloons from, Carnival Night Zone of all things, seriously. And the other thing about Speed Jungle, it does have these, I don't even say it, these transport tubes, which honestly remind me of another level, which was in another game featuring Fang the Hunter, namely Sonic Triple Trouble, Metal Jungrilla, and stupid frog badniks, seriously. I do not like those guys. They use their tongues to whip you and everything. So yeah. You'll note that there's a noise whenever you hit a checkpoint. Yes, that actually recharges your abilities that you get with the Chaos Emeralds. So yeah. Speaking of which, I'm going to get the second one here. Yeah, if anything, as I said, I do like the special stages in Sonic Superstars. It's just that the problem is the whole, I'm not going to say makeup, but the whole tether mechanic is hit and miss. I don't know if I went over that, but yeah. With these ones where you're actually swinging quite a bit, no problem, I like this. Keep in mind that the emerald does go in a set pattern. And the boost things always get you closer to the emerald. It's like the program to do so, which honestly I do like. The downside comes to a later special stage where to be honest, you get a pretty decent power up for that, but yeah, we'll get to that. For now, let's get to this one. And this one is the second power up, which is of the red emerald. And if you thought it was a fire power-up, you were right. Bullet. It basically behaves like the Burst Wisp from Sonic Colors DS. Yes, that is a thing. We've actually got a Wisp power-up, which was awesome in the DS version of Sonic Colors. And it behaves in the same way. You just press the square button to send your character in the correct direction. So yeah. Really helpful with reaching higher ledges, especially if you're not playing with Tails. Even with Tails, it's still a good thing to do. And that's what happens when I become too complacent with my gaming there. So yeah, well, let's put Bullet into action here. Seriously. You will note down on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen that your character will have their own thing. Also, there are enemies that will move across the screen as well, seriously. I don't completely hate this game, seriously. I do think it's a good game. It's just the replayability has gone down the toilet, in my opinion. But there you go. Certainly, with what happens after you pretty much beat Eggman. But anyway, I'll get to that later. But now let's go up here and deal with the returning Bat Brains. Yeah, remember those badniks from not Labyrinth Zone, Marble Zone. I'm gonna think straight today. So yeah, they're here as well, and you'd think a badnik based off a nocturnal animal would stick to the darkness, but apparently not. You can also see Sonic in the background there, which is a nice touch. You'll see that sort of thing throughout the game. Anyway, the Act 1 boss is a giant, I guess, mosquito? That's what I can think of it as. So yeah, I will be leaving in the boss theme here because, to be honest, the Act 1 boss theme isn't as bad as the Act 2 one. At least it's a bit more thing, but I'm not going to be happy with the thing. But anyway, basically what the giant mosquito boss will do is use its hooker to try and attack you, or hook, should I say. If it misses with you, then it will launch these electric balls and everything, or energy balls, should I say. Yeah, they're fairly easy to dodge so long as you know where they are. And then it will do its hook attack again. Then what you're supposed to do is jump on its head. So yeah, either that or use the spin dash. Spin dashing works as well. But maybe a bit better because at least then your character will move along. And then we'll get to the next area, which has some pits in there, not bottomless pits by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, thus far the bosses are fine. I don't have a problem with them. Seriously, the whole invisibility period that I mentioned in the last episode is actually justified here because of how this boss works. Not so with some other bosses in the game, but yeah. Now the pits have spikes in them, of course they do. And then the boss borrows from Rayman and charges at you. Seriously, it reminds me of a boss with the exact sort of name that I give this one, the Mosquito. Seriously, or Buzzit, I believe it was in Rayman. But yeah, it moves a bit slower than Mosquito from Rayman, but it can only remind me a bit of Rayman here. So yeah, you'll notice stop doing its hook attack there. Indeed, when it's charging forth, you're supposed to jump on its head there. Just like with Rayman, actually, because if you remember in Rayman, and excuse me for opening up the thing, what I was trying to do there is, I don't know what we're going on there, but never mind. Let's get to the victory screen, and yeah. Now, once we've completed this act, you'll get the choice of doing Act 1, or Act Sonic, as it's called, or Act 2. Yeah, not Act 2 or Act 3, Act Sonic. What Act Sonic is basically an act with Sonic. I don't know why they didn't call this Act 2, especially since this actually is also in Trip's gameplay as well. Seriously. Nothing has changed with Trip except maybe more enemies and everything. And most of the level you'll be chased, believe it or not, by Fang the Hunter in this honestly decent chase sequence. Seriously, you'll note that he did put up a force field behind us. And likewise when we were facing Metal Sonic in Sonic CD, if you stray too far behind him, you'll die, basically. So yeah, it's a bit similar to that. But yeah, there are segments in this level with Fang where you'll have to deal with that. Indeed. And you know I've stopped calling him Knack the Weasel because apparently in both languages it is now Fang the Hunter. Or it was Fang the Sniper originally, but I'm guessing snipers are too scary. So be it. As long as you don't go near Dead-Eye Kai. Anyway, that being said, you'll note that I did get a couple more abilities. Yes, namely the Vine ability, and I don't know what that purple one allows you to see invisible objects, basically. I do use it throughout the game, but I don't know if I use it here. And yeah, as soon if there's any downside with Axe Sonic, it is the fact that although the segments with Fang are great, actually, they do slow the gameplay down from what I was doing because they just come completely out of nowhere. Again, that was the case in the special stages in, I say, Triple Trouble on the Game Gear. The problem with that is that that was only once. This happens at least 3 times in Superstars compared to Triple Trouble. Seriously, and in one level. Not once per special stage, as in Triple Trouble. So yeah. But, yeah. Honestly, I do like these things a lot better than a certain other encounter we'll have in regular story mode, not with Trip. I mean, I can't go over this now because I'm not going to cover Trip's story. The main boss of Trip's story is, in fact, Fang the Hunter, and he's a lot harder than even Eggman is in this game, seriously. And I'll get to Eggman when I get to the final stage, as I say, but... oh boy, Fang versus the... I think that's one of the reasons why I just quit this game outright, because of Trip's story. Seriously. But, never mind that, let's go through here. And, yeah. Other than that, what else can I say? The other thing is that the elemental shields are now gone from this one as well, it seems. Well, I'm not sure if they are. Seriously. But, yeah. The other thing of note is that you'll note that Fang started launching missiles, and there are giant rocks in the way as well. Yes, that's the thing here. Seriously. But we'll get to that later. And here is where the laser starts coming upwards and pretty much kills in one go. Seriously, and the knockback is just insane here. I did actually play this level with Trip, and I could not get through here, even with her super form. For those who have played the game, you'll know what I'm talking about, so yeah. In fact, it moves a bit quicker in Trip's version, I know that. I went as far as the next stage with Trip, and I just gave up. Because I just did not want to keep going. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, I like these mini fights with Fang. As I say, wait until later. Until later, I say. Don't know why I selected that one, but there you go. Honestly, it plays some nice slow music here. Similar to what happened with the, I believe it was the Rhythm Wisp in the Sonic Lost World. That played a nice relaxing tune as well, did the Rhythm Wisp. Even if it was a bit, well, all of the gimmicky, to be fair. And then he goes all Michael Bay on the place and blows it up, seriously. What's with you, Fang? And then, for extra measure, he brings in the laser to chase us throughout what remains of the stage. And then we have to jump through each of the rocks to get to the end. And that's basically it, really. So, yeah. And then, there I say it, Fang just crashes and burns. Okay, that is how you do a classic Sonic stage. Yeah, keep that in mind for later. But, and we actually see that Trip is out cold for some reason. I don't know what she was doing, but yeah, we'll see that maybe in Act 2. Anyway, that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.